Hello and welcome to Queenie's Card of the Week on TikTok and your various social media platforms. I always like to do the hand thing. I don't know why I need to qualify it, but in my own mind I do. So this week we are back to looking at some of our shadow. That's what we're back to this week. Um, it is the Dark Lady. So here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm feeling about this card for this week is that the Dark Lady is about diving deep within and uncovering some of the shadow areas that we have previously stuffed down. And since we've gotten, this is like the second one within the last month or two, the second time that she has come up, it just means more digging. And the reason it's more digging is that means that you are being given the opportunity to bring more of who you really are to the surface. And that's where the magic is. A lot of times we think, oh, dark lady, oh, shadow, ooh, we don't want that. We want to avoid that. Well, that's the problem. We want to avoid it. We want to stuff it down. Um, and that doesn't help us. Eventually, we just get so full of that here's okay, let's see. How do I word this? We think that by doing that, we have more control. It is an illusion. The idea that we have control of that is an illusion because little bits of it start eking out and affecting your world, your relationships, your life in general. It just so in order to not be surprised by some of your shadow eking out, I'm not talking about full on going in and doing an excavation and staying there. I'm just talking about rediscovering some of the parts of you that you thought were unlovable. Maybe the part of you that got jealous is the part of the child part of you that was abandoned. Maybe kind of dialoguing with them and not necessarily rescuing them, although that is a really good practice of rescuing your inner child, is seeing what they need. Because what happens is if they don't get what they need, they're going to be acting out in some way, shape, or form. They're going to be acting out. You're going to be acting out. And so when the Dark Lady comes along, she's showing you that there is more of your own love available by embracing and integrating some of the shadow parts of you. And that would include the child part of you that you think you need to stuff down because that's not going to get you loved. That's bullshit. There are plenty of real jerks that are loved. Why do you think that you have to be that special? That might not have come out the way I really anticipated it. But it's kind of what I keep telling myself is that I don't have to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You can be loved just because you exist, and that's kind of what the Dark Lady, that is what the Dark Lady is teaching us in a roundabout way, that you exist, therefore you are loved and lovable. And you exist, therefore you have magic that's available. And some of those disenfranchised parts of yourself are part of your magic, just waiting to be acknowledged, just waiting to be integrated. Yes, this went on pretty long, and I know that most of you have stopped watching by now, but it needed to be said. When I do these, I have a tendency to just, I don't prepare. I don't prepare before I do these. I just talk right off the cuff, first thing that comes out of my mouth, because I like to call it, it's like conscious channeling. It's the information that comes through. This card will spur this kind of information. This is how I read the tarot. This is how I read the fairies oracle. This is how I read. Is okay, this is the energy that's available. This is what the energy decided to verbalize out of my mouth. And the people that get it, that understand or it resonates with, that's wonderful. Hello, I see you. You see me. I see you. Yay. And the ones it doesn't resonate with, the ones that think I'm full of it, it doesn't matter. Because this is how I express myself. So here I am. This is my shadow. My shadow is that I have a concern that I'm not going to be understood, or that I'm not going to be loved because I'm not going to be understood, or that I've said something wrong, even though I'm speaking from my heart. And I will, if I say something wrong, I am totally willing to be accountable for it. Anyway, that was almost 7 minutes, and it's okay if you didn't watch the whole thing. That doesn't mean that I don't love you, and that doesn't mean that I don't wish you a wonderful week. Let's embrace more of our shadow, which means embracing more of ourselves. I gave myself a hug. It's a nice one. I'll see you next week.